Hi everyone, welcome back to Business Studies class. In last class, we have started with knowing the meaning of organizing or what it is, and there we have understood it is a process which includes different tasks like identifying and grouping the similar activities, defining and delegating both responsibility. Whenever I give responsibility to someone, even I give some of the authority, then establishing relationship among those, that is superior and subordinate relationship, so that everyone should know from whom I have to receive order and to whom I am accountable, right? All these things are done through organizing in order to achieve organizational goals more effectively and efficiently. See, very often we will be using the words efficiently and effectively, and the meaning clearly we have seen in chapter 1. This you have to remember. Even we have started with the steps in organizing process, that is, as we have seen in the meaning, the same thing here, that is identification of work and then divide the work. Okay, then departmentalization, that is group the similar activities, and your departmentalization can be done in 3 ways, that is you can group the similar activities on the basis of functions, on the basis of product produced, or on the basis of territory. This you can see in explanation. For example, if you want to group the activities which are related to purchase, so you make it as a purchase department. If you want to group the activities of marketing at one point, okay, you make something similarity you find and you group them as one, right? So it can be on any other basis. So we in this chapter will be studying 3 bases, that is on the base of product, the activities concerned with that product you can group as one, are the activities which are concerned to that particular function. For example, marketing is one of the function, right? Purchasing is one of the function, like this many other, like storage of goods is one of the function, production of goods is one of the function. So if you are dividing the work and you want to group the work on the basis of departments, that is functions done, then you group it as one. You group all the activities concerned to purchase at one side, you group all the activities concerned to marketing at one point. Or else one more option also you have, example like production, depending upon the products what you produce. For example, a single company comes out with different types of products, isn't it? For example, if you take Parle company, they come out with different types of products, biscuits, cookies, they come out with chocolates, bars, like this. Many types of goods a particular company comes out with. So if you want to group the activities depending upon the particular product, so a company comes out with 5 different types of product. So what you can do, a particular activity is concerned with one particular type of product, you group it as one. That is, as I said, cookies, biscuits. Okay, you group all the activities of Parle company which comes under this producing these cookies, you group it as one. In that you will be having marketing, finance, storing, production, everything. And again you will come out with choco bars. Okay, so you group all the activities, that is same finance, marketing, purchase, storage, everything, but it is concerned with some other product. It is not with the cookies, it is with the chocolates. Is that clear? In that way, even territory wise, okay, you are expanded like anything, your company has been expanded like anything, so you can just on territory basis, that is north, west, east, south, okay, directions. In that way also you can group your activities. So next is assignment of duties. Once I identify the work and divide the work into small pieces and then allot those work to the right persons who are able to do that. Once you allot, you establish relationship, that is everyone should know to whom I have to give order and from whom I have to receive order, to whom I am accountable. In last class we had seen example now, purchase department and marketing. So the subordinates of purchase department are accountable to the head of purchase department but not to the head of marketing department. Same happens with other department also. The department subordinates are responsible for the department head, that they are accountable to the department, that particular head, not to the other department head. So how they'll come to know this? By establishing relationships. It should be clearly stated, that is what? Defining. It should be clearly stated what work you have to do and to whom you should be responsible. What work you have to do and from whom you have to receive the order. If not, what happens? All will be ready to give orders and no one will be taking up the responsibility. Generally it happens, everyone needs authority. Everyone needs that position, but initially if you move with the responsibility, authority will follow you, right? This is what we have seen in our last class. In today's class, we'll go with the most important topic of this chapter, that is importance of organizing, as it's very essential to understand the importance of organizing. You have seen the meaning and process of organizing. So now we can clearly discuss all these importance. It is very important question with respect to exams also, and also knowledge. You can gain good knowledge. Even this can be applied anywhere to our lives also. Such an importance this particular topic have. The topics are like, your headings are like this. So it can be asked for 4 marks. So you can write maximum of 5. So your points are like, it leads to specialization. It brings clarity in working relationship, optimum utilization of resources, adoption to changing environment, development of personas, growth and expansion, and effective administration. Okay. If you have good organizing, sound organizing in your organization, it leads to specialization. It leads to specialization. What is this specialization is? Do you remember anything? Yes, we have seen in chapter 2, that is division of work. Division of work is an extension principle for what? Specialization. Okay. It means in organizing, what I am doing, I am identifying the work. You please remember the chart process. In organizing process, initially I am identifying the work and then dividing the work. What I'll do, I'll identify what work has to be done, and I'll divide the entire work into small parts, and I'll give to the right persons, those who have ability of doing that. So if they keep on doing that work on regular basis, as we know, they become experts in that. The employees who work with a particular thing on a regular basis, they becomes expert. So you might observe, some students' handwriting will be very clear, very good, and some others not. Why it happens? Because they start at the initial stages of their learning, they have written their copywriting notes in an right manner. So that is the fruit what they are now seeing. Okay, they have bared the pain of writing so many copywriting books in their initial stages. Now if you see them, their handwriting will be absolutely good. Everyone, most of the lecturers will be appreciating them for their handwriting. How they are able to do that? It is because of regularly doing that particular work. They keep on writing. Okay, so when even the specialization principle says that if you keep on doing a particular work on a regular basis, you will become expert in that. So organizing, if you have a sound organizing in your organization, in your company, you make your employees as expert. Is it clear? For example, you take an example of your family itself. If a particular work is regularly allotted to you, your mother or your father is allotting a particular work on a regular basis, and you are doing it with interest, what happens? You will become perfect in that. Is it clear? So that is what this organization leads to specialization. Okay, then it brings clarity in working relationship. How organizing will bring clarity? Again, we have to see the process. In process steps, what we have seen, it clearly establishes relationships. That is, who is the superior and who is the subordinate, who is having the authority to give order, and who is responsible for the accountability. Everything will be clearly stated in the organizing. That is, even meaning we can see, defining the things, clearly defining what is my authority, what is my responsibility. See, many things goes wrong in our life. If we take an example, many things goes wrong in our life. It's only because we fail to understand what is my responsibility and what is my authority. Every time, in every part of our life, we should able to understand up to what I can speak, up to what I can do, up to what I am allowed. If you know this responsibility, it's sure that it becomes tough to do wrong, to do something mistakes in our life. Yes, it's true. So in an organization, when you have a good organizing system in your organization, it clearly defines the working relationships. Who is the superior, who has to give the order. So I cannot give the orders to some other subordinate. As we have seen in last class example, the marketing head does not have any authority to give order to the subordinate of purchase department. Then what happens? There will be absolutely no confusions. See, all the subordinates will be knowing who is my boss, and boss will be knowing who is my subordinate. Then passing the order and accountability will be moving in a clear-cut way. If not, what happens? Just think. If not, what happens? My superior might send me something to do. I'll be doing that. Some other superior, that is head of marketing department will come. I am in purchase department in a subordinate position. Okay, the head of marketing department will come and he'll suggest me to do something. If I do that, it may not be favor in the sight of my purchase department head. Then I'll be in trouble. In work will be in trouble. The atmosphere will spoil. Is it clear? Hence, if you have a good organizing system in your organization, every employee will be knowing his boundaries up to where I am responsible. See, it is not the matter of authority, even responsibility also. You might see some people who will be taking entire responsibility on their head. They will feel I am only the one who is responsible for everything. People will feel like that. Actually, they are not responsible for everything. They will be responsible to only the part which has been given to them. But they don't feel like that. I am the only one who is responsible for everything, they feel, and they take more burden over them. They will get frustrated. And generally, when they are not with sound mind, generally their efficiency decreases. Hence, through organizing, both authority and responsibility will be clearly defined. What I am, what is my responsibility, to whom I have to give order and from whom I have to receive order. This clear picture will be given through what? An organizing system. Hence we say organizing, sound organizing brings clarity. That is clear-cutly it says what you are, what is your responsibility, and what type of authority you have, on whom you have, right? The next is optimum utilization of resources. This we know. When everyone is clearly defined with what they have to do, and if they are experts, generally what happens? Their resources will be used in very absolute manner. We can see this example, we can see this fact from our home itself. See, for example, if an expert cooks something, okay, if an expert cooks, what is amount of resources what she uses, or a particular the one who cooks use, and the fresher don't have any experience. If you just hand over your kitchen to them, what will be the position of your provisions, that is the resources what you have, how they will be maintaining. So what you have to maintain for 1 month, they will be using for only for 20 days. Why? Because they don't have experience. Where they have to put little things, they will be adding more and more. It happens, means the resources will not be used in absolutely right manner if a fresher is doing that. But if an expert is doing that, they correctly know this is the resource which I have to use for all the 30 days, a month. So how I have to use everything, because they are the expert in cooking. So generally all the resources they will be using in a right manner. That is what in an organization also, when you have experts, your employees are experts, they use the resources in absolutely optimum manner, means right use. They don't waste the resource, right? Overlapping of work will not be there. See, when you clearly define what is their authority and responsibility, is the same work will not be done by different people, right? Clarity will be having, overlapping will not be there, duplication of work will not be there. Hence what happens? Resources will not be wasted. Hence we say sound organizing helps in optimum utilization of resources. The next is adoption to changing environment. This is very important because we know that business never exists in static situation. It's a dynamic one, always changes. There should be something or other which should be added to the business on day-to-day basis, because the consumer taste and preferences are changing like that. The competitors are coming out with such changes. Hence, as a business, we have to move with the change. But how do you think it's so easy to adopt the changes? See, now we are going through online classes. So how many of the students are able to receive this change and go with the change? No, many are disturbed with this. Many are not finding interest to go through the online classes. They don't write the assignment. They need a situation where every time the lecturer has to have an eye over them. Every time they need supervision. Now see the situation, you are not supervised by anyone. You don't have any supervision. It is you who has to adopt the change and go with the change. But many of the students are lagging back in this situation. The same thing happens into the organization also. When the changes has to be made, it's not so easy for the employees to move with the change. Then what happens? You remain behind. Later you will be vanished from the market. That is, your product does not find any demand in the market. If you don't go with the change, people will not accept your product. They have many competitor products. Your demand will be shifted from your product to their product. Just think who will be in the loss. Ultimate loss is to the business. Hence what happens? It is the manager. Through organizing, he clearly defines, he has a relationship like superior and subordinate. So they will be guiding the superiors, they will be guiding the headmost people to guide their subordinates. So when my superior is guiding, it becomes easy for me to go with the change. Is it clear? In that way, organizing helps in adoption to the changing environment. Whenever the change has to be taken, it is the organization which changes the duties and just assigns the duties. Okay, and it is the employees who has to go with the assignment of duties. It becomes simple for them, right? Okay, then next one is development of personals. Development of personals. See, development of personals in the sense employees will be developed. See, when they are specialists, when they are experts in that. Okay, when organizing is clearly defining what work you have, what should be your responsibility, what should be your authority, generally what happens? You become perfect in your work. When you are given with such chance of doing something new, generally what happens? Your efficiency will develop. When you become expert in the work, your efficiency, that is your working ability will be more. When your working ability is more, generally your monetary benefits will be more, because you will be promoted to the higher positions once you become more expert in that particular field. So in that way, your organizing will also help in development of personal. See, even organizing will give you scope for innovative thinking. They assign the duties and they ask you to do. Okay, so some type of freedom will also be given to the employees, so that because they have that authority also, right? Not only the responsibility, whenever the responsibility is given, even authority is given to some extent. So whenever authority is given, they start thinking over that. Okay, this is my authority level, I can act within this. What decisions I have to take, what opinions I should have over this, up to what I can do. Like this, these start thinking in a creative manner. Is it clear? If no authority is given, generally what happens? They just become mere missionaries. Switch on, switch off, like that will become. But no, your organizing says that define, delegate, responsibility and also authority. When authority is given, you will start thinking over that. You will be creative, innovative. In last example we have seen, for example, for a cab driver, you said if it is a small issue, you can take decision. No need to take my concern. Then what happens? His interest towards cleaning up that vehicle and making some of the repairs becomes more, because he has authority now, because you have given him some sort of authority. So when along with responsibility, authority is given to the employees, they start thinking over that. They become creative, they become innovative, and when you generally divide work and give them, they become expert in that. Okay, then what happens? Their efficiency levels increases, and regularly their monetary benefits, their status will increase in an organization. That is what your development of personals. Personals in the sense employees of organization. They will be helping organization, and also they will be helping themselves with the help of organizing. And the next, growth and expansion. When organization is filled with such an expert people, and this departmentalization and all, generally it will grow in size and expand also. See, I told you what is this departmentalization. Second point, you can divide, divide the work, and next you can group the similar activities. So when you group the similar activities under one head, it might be on the basis of product produced, it might be basis on the functions, or it might be on the basis of territory. What happens? Your organization grows or it may expand. See, growth and expansion you have to remember. Expansion in the sense, if you are earlier you used to produce 1000 number of products, now you are able to produce 2000. That is what expansion. Increase in the productivity is called your expansion. Growth in the sense, overall development of an organization. You are just moving towards some more products also, or your market stand has been increased. Okay, that is what growth in terms of this particular explanation. Okay, when you have such a good qualities in an organization, surely it helps for growth and expansion. See, many of companies comes out with a different types of products. Nowadays we can see a single company comes out with different types of products. Why it is happening? It is because of right organizing. When I have a right organizing, I start separating and I start grouping the similar activities. When I group the similar activities, individually they start working. If you may not visited organizations, factories, there we can see there will be having a single purchase department, but you enter into purchase department, there will be different sections. In a single purchase department, there will be sections, like a particular section which is related to a particular product, that is purchase, but purchase related to a particular product. Okay, like that, in a single purchase department, you can come out with 5 different sections. They are going with a particular type of product. By doing like this, by dividing the work like this and grouping the similar activities, you will be having more scope to grow. That is what which is helpful with the organizing. And lastly, effective administration. Administration in the sense, nothing but managing. So when you have a right structure, right organization structure, that is, you correctly identify the work, you divide the work, you group the similar activities, assign right duties, and also establish relationship in a right manner, then what happens? Supervising becomes very easy. Supervising becomes very easy. It is not a tough matter to the supervisors or to the administrators or to the managers to manage an organization, because you have a right organizing structure. If not, what happens? Work is not divided in a right manner, they are not grouped, assignment of duties is not done, no one knows who is my boss, no one knows my subordinate, then what happens? Managing them becomes very tough. But if you do everything in this process, generally what happens? Making or organizing them becomes very easy. So try to understand all these points by comparing to the steps, that is process. We have seen steps in organizing process. You keep that in mind and start studying these importance and go with the notes also. You will be with absolute clarity. I hope you do so. Till we meet in our next class. Take care. Bye-bye.